Welcome to Transform Now, the podcast brought to you by robotic process automation pioneer Blue Prism. Digital transformation has the potential to reshape the way companies service their customers, engage their employees, and manage their operations. Whether you're looking to develop strategies, tactics, and best practices to positively impact the future of work, or you're curious to learn how other companies have successfully navigated their digital transformation programs, then this podcast is for you. We're here to help you transform now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Transform Now podcast. This is Xina Seaton, Vice President of Customer Experience for Blue Prism, and I'm very pleased to welcome with me today Vandana Khanna. Welcome, Vandana.
Hi, Xina. Very nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you could join me. Why don't we just start with a brief introduction to yourself?
Absolutely. Love to. So, hey guys, my name is Vandana Khanna. I lead digital transformation for Unilever, and I've been there for more than 2 years now. And I absolutely love what I do. I enjoy being a finance techie.
I really appreciate your sharing your story of how you've developed and built your career with us today. Let's start with where and how you did start your career.
Absolutely. So, I came here to US as a young adult after an engineering degree in India, and my first thing was to go for an MBA in finance and tech because I had a passion for it, I guess, from way back when. And that is where my first role started after the MBA in corporate finance. And life started from there. And I truly enjoyed it. I think I wanted that because I love math and I have a huge passion for STEM. So my journey started right after the MBA here in US.
I love that you mentioned passion. Passion is something that we can all tap into to take us forward. So tell me, how did your passion lead you to where you are today? What does your current role look like, and how has that journey been?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I lead digital finance transformation, which means I lead automation practices like AI, ML, RPA, and other next gen emerging technologies and digital solutions. I also lead ERP implementations. I focus on operational excellence and agile frameworks. My background is in finance, business intelligence, analytics, technology, change management. So I absolutely enjoy it. That is what my current role is, quite a mouthful, but there is so much which goes on in digital transformation. So it definitely did not start like this, and I never imagined I would be doing something like this when I was growing up in my career. So it was in finance, that's what I wanted to be in. And but I was changing the way traditional finance operated. So what I mean by that, I always wanted to do something very different, improvise it, and I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was my logical mind, engineering mind, or it was just me. So when I took over the first role after in my MBA, I realized I was doing some things very similar day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out. So I said, why don't I change something? And for starters, I started focusing on macros. And those who have built macros will realize they are cool. They save you a ton of time. And then once you start working in it, you don't want to go back. And that's what happened with me. Once I started it, I said, wow, it's saving me so much time. And I'm not doing the same repetitive task again and again. And once I did it, then I said, okay, let me try my hand on something else. And when my fellow peers or leaders started saying, hey, can you do that for me also? Because I see you're saving at least 2 hours by building that macro. And I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then I think it started like a wildfire within me that I should do more and more because I'm enjoying it. And many people came and appreciated what I was doing. So probably that was the motivation which kept me going. And then I started my hand in coding also for some time. Then I automated dashboards. I got a handle of Tableau, Click, Power BI. And then I came to a point where I was just hooked on to RPA, AI, ML, predictive modeling, algorithms, because I realized they are solving bigger problems. I was talking about 1 hour, 2 hours saving in the beginning. These were saving hours, 20 hours, 40 hours. And it was a whole lot. So for me, once I got a taste of it, I would say I never went back. And there is so much power in these tools, which is still untapped. And most of industries have started this journey. So which is so happy and such a happy place to see that there is more to mature, but there is a lot more which has been done.
Absolutely. I think it's very interesting that you started in your education with a MBA, very business focused degree, got out, started practicing that, and then, transferred to a STEM, a type of a career. Interestingly enough, I did a similar thing in my career. You just mentioned a lot of skills that you bring to play, both business and technical, and some in the middle. Tell me, what is the most critical skills to succeeding in your career?
Yeah, that's a great question. There is a mix. Actually, you touched upon it. There's a mix of business, which means you have to be strategic. There's a mix of understanding a bigger picture. Then you have to understand the hard skills. And I would say I'm very fortunate to work across large Fortune 500 organizations. So across industries, across multiple disciplines. So those all help me. And because I have an extreme passion towards technology and finances in my core, I always try to do something very different to help me as well as the others. So, hard skills are important. If you really want to succeed in the digital world, understanding of technology, when you are early on in your career, you have to learn to build something, get your hands dirty, literally roll up your sleeves and start working in it. And once you reach a point where you have become strategic and you can figure out where you have to take your teams and the company direction to, then you can have a backseat in coding. For example, I don't code anymore. And but I understand where a code might have failed so that I can pinpoint what could the error be. And because I have become strategic and finance is in my background, I absolutely can understand where I have to pivot the business towards if I see something not right. So having a blend of both has really helped me. And I would say sometimes people question, hey, which side are you more on? Are you towards technology or are you towards finance? And I say I am in the middle and I enjoy both sides. A person who understands finance definitely can be there and help others in technology world. A person who is in technology can see some portion of business but not understand the entirety. So for my skill or my situation in particular, I think blend of both. And also to succeed in transformation, one important thing I would mention is being an empathetic leader, making sure you understand your people, your teams, and you're able to listen to them. Because when you are bringing a change as a change leader, you not only have to understand the business, the technology, but the people side of it has to be there. You have to work with the people, you have to meet where they want you to meet. So there is a mix of everything, understanding, having your baseline clear. You cannot just drive change without having a full understanding of where your people want to move towards. You as a leader might have a big picture, but you have to motivate the people along the way.
Absolutely. Something interesting you mentioned there, words that I loved, change leader. There's one thing about this industry, the RPA, intelligent automation, hyper automation, use the word that you would like, is that it is changing fast. So is that what you love about this industry, or what is it that interests you so much about intelligent automation?
So I would say I like to learn all the time. And you touched upon the right point. Yes, I want to be out there learning new things, new technologies, and always seeing what impact can be made. 2020 changed things so quickly. We all know that. We are not going back to many of our old ways of working because we absolutely like technology now, and things are working in much more productive and speedy manner, so to speak. So why would you go back? So that is definitely in me. I always want to learn something and also also want to take it further to enhance or improvise on any kind of repetitive task which is going on. But you mentioned something that why does intelligent automation interest me so much? And there's a personal reason why I want to be in this field. And I would like to substantiate with some data points because if a data leader does not talk about it, it does not help. So there was a study conducted recently which said that less than 5% of females said a career in technology was their first choice. Less than 5%. Now think about that. And approximately 80% could not name a famous female working in tech, which is again surprising and a shame. In the corporate environment, only 5% of leadership roles in tech sector are held by women, which means we are way behind. And another study says that there are fewer women in tech now compared to 1980s. That should be eye-opening for many, many people. These numbers declined further if we are talking about a black or a brown female. So the reason why I'm passionate about this because I also want to make a difference in this world. Technology is for everyone. Why do we differentiate based on color? Everyone is bright enough to make a difference. Everyone should be given a chance. People who have passion for it should be able to race it further. So I am basically probably talking on behalf of several who want to make a mark in this world but did not get an opportunity. I was fortunate to have such nice mentors and sponsors along my journey. Those who helped me and who motivated me to get on this boat, so to speak. So I would say that is my personal passion. But as I touched upon my professional one, it's continuing to do something better with technology because technology is not going to go anywhere. If you think about it, we have self-driving cars, we have predictive modeling and algorithms, which Amazon, for example, is using, which predicts human behaviors with clicks. Buying patterns are being defined. Technology will go very, very far. Every single day, we have something new and different, which is enhancing a human life. And I'm really surprised, as I touched upon earlier, that how the world changed and shifted so rapidly within the 19 months that is putting technology at the front and center of everything. And I'm not saying that technology works the way we want it to work all the time, but that is when human brain is tested to define and design the way that technology becomes an asset for everyone, the whole humankind. So I'm very passionate professionally, personally, and I would like to see technology taken further with women.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I was talking to a colleague, actually a peer of yours at a financial company in Canada just earlier this week, and she mentioned that while there's a lot of initiatives around the education for STEM in your secondary and high schools, that it wasn't translating into women studying that either in university or taking on STEM type careers. And you mentioned that phenomena as well. Any thoughts into what we can do to change that, like to show them the career, show them the role models? I mean, that is part of why we lift up women's voices here at Blue Prism. Those women in our community. But what can we do to help that education initiative around STEM translate to women studying that in university or taking on those types of careers?
I would say encouragement. It all starts with encouragement. If a girl, young girl who comes up and says, I love math, she should not be shunned. She should be appreciated. That take it further. If a girl wants to go into the engineering STEM field, again, she should be encouraged and appreciated. The way girls and women get, go back in their shell is because somebody says something which is not right. And they feel nobody is hearing them and they feel whatever they are doing is not right. So it could be an example of, let's say, if a girl, woman fails at one point, how is the world receiving it? How are the others around her saying? Are they encouraging her to move forward despite a small failure? How do they react when a young boy or a man fails in that area? There is a stark difference. If a guy goofs up, probably there is not so much of a pressure. But when a female or a woman goofs up, there's a lot of pressure. So this has to let go. This world has to become a little bit softened. And I would say a female also should stop putting that much pressure on herself and just keep on getting motivated. And it is difficult for women in earlier on their careers. If there is no one supporting, then it will be very hard for them to progress. So at that point, as I touched upon earlier, mentors are there. Mentors are there to support and help. People have to raise their hand and say, "Okay, I'm happy to help you." And these youngsters who are just starting on should be ready to take that help and do something about it. So it starts both ways, but mainly it starts from the encouragement, the motivation, a woman lifting the other, more women seeing more role models, more women becoming trailblazers. So I think there is a lot of work we all have to do because you are leading in an industry which is very heavy technology focused. I am also doing the same thing in the environment I'm in. So I think it all starts with us, every one of us who has to champion the others and not stop at any point.
Yes, relentless, no stopping. And on that note, where are you going next? What are your career aspirations?
So my aspirations are very simple. They are aligned with my purpose in life. I want to grow further in my career for sure. Who does not want to? But I also want to be an advocate for all people of color, all differently abled folks, champion for women in tech, and continue my love for data, digital analytics, transformation, and drive to excel and take others on this journey with me. So it's a simple purpose statement. I really want to fly high and take many people along with me.
That's great. So on the note of many people along with you, what is the best advice that you have for someone looking to have a career like yours, a very successful career like yours?
I would say the first thing I would say, don't be scared to try something new. Fail fast, experiment, develop that mindset. And yes, it is easier to say than it wasn't back then when I started my career. I was scared. It was not easy to start in a country which is completely alien to you and very difficult to fit in, because if you try to fit in, you will be diluting yourself somewhere. I did that. So my advice would be that world has changed a lot since the time I landed in this country as a young kid. So definitely challenge the status quo. Don't be scared to do it because there are more people who are ready to provide you help and be your sounding board. And make some time in your day to learn. That is something which I have noticed mostly in women, that, oh, I'm not finding any time to read or learn. I would say, why can't we find even 15 minutes to read something different? Why can't we keep on educating and upskilling ourselves? That 15 minutes we absolutely can find. 15 minutes can become 45, it can become 120. So there should be a habit, learning habit going. The more you energize yourself with something good which is happening, it goes far. And you can never go wrong with that. I'm an engineer, got an MBA in finance and technology, and tried multiple things throughout my career. And finally, I realized that, as I mentioned earlier, I love both business and technology equally. I absolutely enjoy that. And to drive those impactful and value add projects, both skills play a very important role. So you have to understand the big picture. And I would say people should not be scared to try a different role. If someone volunteer you for a new role, try it. What would happen? You might fail a bit, then go get back up and try it again. But if you don't try, you will not know that it even existed for you. So for my suggestion would be that as the world is changing so rapidly, we are learning new things all the time. We have to be out there for our people, for customers, consumers, and because every world is changing very rapidly. So anyone who is looking to move into a career like mine, the best thing will be keep an open mind. I did a lot of things along the way, industries, functions, everything. But wherever you find your passion, go and excel in that. because that takes you far. And you are more confident when you speak with passion. You are more confident when you are in your own zone. If you try to be someone else, then that will not go very far. Women should not aspire to be like men. Women should be women and they should create their own space because we all come with our unique skills and that what carries us far. So never be scared. Claim your name. That is the most important thing. Claim your identity. Very important to move forward and just depend, just drive.
Love it. Love it. Great advice. Loved hearing your story, your journey, and how you have used your passion and motivation and skills to get where you are today. Thank you so much for joining us on today's Transform Now.
Thanks, Xina. Happy to be here.
I look forward to speaking to you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Transform Now. For more insightful discussions on digital transformation and more, check out our podcast channel where you'll find all of our previous episodes. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast player. And if you like what you heard, please leave us a review. For more information about digital transformation and the future of work, check out blueprism.com to learn how Blue Prism's digital workforce is enabling enterprise transformation now.